Welcome, language enthusiasts. Get ready for an exciting journey to boost your English vocabulary and language skills. In this video, we'll share effective learning techniques, teach you how to learn words in context, expand your word repository, explore practical applications, and provide cultural insights. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced learner, join us and elevate your English proficiency.
Hey Mark, lately I've been pondering the stark differences between life here in Africa and what it's like in Europe. It's quite an intriguing subject, isn't it?
Indeed, Ahmed. The contrast between the two continents is striking on many levels. What specific aspects have been on your mind?
Well, for starters, let's talk about the pace of life. Here in Africa, there's often this sense of taking things as they come, a more relaxed approach, if you will. But in Europe, it's as if everything is perpetually in motion, moving at breakneck speed. Have you noticed that too?
Absolutely, Ahmed. That's one of the first things that struck me when I visited Europe. The hustle and bustle of everyday life, whether it's work-related or just the rhythm of daily activities, it's markedly different from what we experience here.
Exactly. And infrastructure plays a significant role in shaping these differing paces of life. Look at the roads, public transportation systems. They're so much more developed and efficient in Europe compared to what we have here in many parts of Africa.
Spot on. The reliability and accessibility of basic services like electricity and water supply also vary greatly between the two continents. It's something we often take for granted in Europe, but here in Africa, it can be a daily struggle for many.
Absolutely, Mark. And let's not forget about access to healthcare and education. The disparity in quality and availability between Europe and Africa is glaring. In Europe, there's generally a standard of care and education that people can rely on, whereas here, it's often a luxury afforded only to a privileged few.
Very true. But amidst all these challenges, there's something truly admirable about the sense of community and resilience that I've witnessed here in Africa. Despite the hardships, people often come together to support each other in ways that I don't always see in Europe.
That's a really insightful observation, Mark. Community bonds run deep here, and they play a vital role in shaping the fabric of society. It's a strength that we should definitely cherish and foster. Well said, Mark. It's indeed a fascinating subject, and I'm glad we had the chance to delve into it.
Absolutely, Ahmed. And I think it's important to recognize that both Africa and Europe have their own unique strengths and challenges. It's through these differences that we can learn from each other and strive for a better, more inclusive world. Likewise, Ahmed, these conversations always broaden my perspective and deepen my appreciation for the diverse tapestry of human experience.
Hey Mark, have you ever noticed how different the food is here in Africa compared to Europe?
Absolutely, Ahmed. It's one of the first things that struck me when I traveled between the two continents. What aspects of the cuisine are you thinking about specifically? Absolutely, Ahmed. It's one of the first things that struck me when I traveled between the two continents. What aspects of the cuisine are you thinking about specifically?
Well, for starters, the diversity of flavors and ingredients in African cuisine is remarkable. Each region has its own unique dishes, often influenced by local ingredients and traditions.
That's true. I've found African cuisine to be incredibly flavorful and varied, with a strong emphasis on spices and herbs. It's a culinary adventure exploring the different dishes across the continent.
Exactly. And let's not forget about the communal aspect of dining in Africa. Sharing meals with family and friends is such an integral part of our culture, wouldn't you agree? Exactly. And let's not forget about the communal aspect of dining in Africa. Sharing meals with family and friends is such an integral part of our culture, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. The sense of community around food is something I admire about African culture. It's a beautiful way to connect with others and share experiences.
Now, when it comes to Europe, the cuisine tends to be more standardized in some ways, wouldn't you say?
Ours, definitely. European cuisine often emphasizes quality ingredients and precise cooking techniques. There's a strong culinary tradition in Europe, with each country having its own specialties and signature dishes.
And the dining experience in Europe is often more formal, with structured meals and distinct courses. It's a different vibe compared to the relaxed, communal dining style in many parts of Africa.
True. But one thing I've noticed is the emphasis on freshness and seasonality in European cuisine. Farm-to-table dining and local markets play a big role in shaping the food culture.
Absolutely. Whether it's enjoying a traditional African meal with loved ones or savoring a gourmet European dish, food has a way of bringing people together and transcending cultural boundaries.
Couldn't agree more, Ahmed. It's one of the joys of traveling, experiencing the rich tapestry of flavors and traditions that make our world so vibrant.
Thank you for watching this video. We hope you've gained some new words and effective strategies for learning English. Keep practicing and exploring more vocabulary. We look forward to seeing you in the next videos. Thanks again, and goodbye.